Welcome to the show. I'm Dan reporting on new news and other stories I find interesting and my takes and opinions on these stories for entertainment and educational purposes. On this segment of What the News, we'll be getting into a quick view to Kamala Harris's life and her appearance in politics. Venezuela migrant left her receipt at the grocery store, and you will be pissed to know the amount of taxpayer money they get from you, me, and a lot of Americans. UK all out civil war and the resemblance of what we can see here in the United States. My take on that. Senate joint resolution bill introduced to, I don't know, further escalation into war with Iran. Let the culture speak. Appreciate y'all being here. For the Kamala Harris videos, I didn't really get many videos actually. This is just a brief of what her career is into politics, okay? And the videos are out there. You got to go search it. You got to change your algorithm and don't have cognitive dissonance. Really research both sides of these stories. Don't just stick to a politician that you like and that's better than Trump. That she has a history of her policies. She's still clearly a VP, and now that she's running for president, yeah, okay, whatever. Vote for her because she's better than Trump. I don't know. You guys got to research it more. Don't stick to just because they put someone up that no matter what, vote for that person, no matter what. It's ridiculous, okay? Kamala Harris, the real deal or just another politician? So Kamala Harris was running for president last time around, but she bailed before getting a single vote. Then Joe Biden picks her as VP, just like he said he would. Some folks, even progressives, were hella mad about how fast the party backed her. Black Lives Matter called it undemocratic and hypocritical. But here we are with Harris as the nominee without any votes. Harris was born in 1964 to some accomplished folks. Her Indian mom was a cancer researcher, and her Jamaican dad, was an economist, Stanford professor, and he was described by the Stanford Daily as a Marxist scholar. They met in grad school but split when Harris was a kid. She was raised by her mom and grew up Hindu. She lived in Berkeley till she was 12, then did high school in Montreal, Canada. You might remember when she called out Joe Biden about a race during the 2020 primary, saying she was one of the first little girls to integrate her school. Except that wasn't true. Harris was born after segregation ended, and her Berkeley school wasn't segregated. After Canada, Harris went to Howard University where she found her political vibe, and that vibe is hella liberal. You see it when she gets into politics back in California. She blows up in the state with the help of Willie Brown, a 60-year-old married dude she was seeing in 1994. Harris was 29 and a prosecutor in Alameda County. Brown, the Speaker of California Assembly, was estranged with his wife, but still, he hooked Harris up with some juicy board positions that paid bank, even though she wasn't super qualified. He also helped her become the San Francisco DA in 2004. The relationship got her name out there, with Brown taking her to all the big donor parties. He even copped her a brand new BMW. Harris doesn't like talking about Brown, but he was key to her getting started. She doesn't even mention him in her memoir. But for real, he's a big part of her story. With Brown's help, Harris became the San Francisco DA. She started some new units, like one for environmental crimes and another for hate crimes focused on LGBTQ youth. She performed one of the city's first same sex weddings and refused to seek the death penalty for a cop killer. But the big controversy was when her office kept undocumented immigrants out of jail and put them in a jobs program instead. One of the dudes in the program ended up robbing a woman and running her over with an SUV, leaving her with a fractured skull. Harris ran for California Attorney General in 2010 and barely won. Her office backed Prop 47, the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act, which sounds nice but has been linked to a surge in crime. Even California's super liberal governor, Gavin Newsom, tried to roll it back. Harris also went after pro life journalists who exposed Planned Parenthood for talking about selling aborted baby parts. Yeah. She raided one of the journalists' homes and charged them with privacy violations. But when it came to pot, Harris was all about clearing those convictions, almost 2,000 of them, which is funny since she admitted smoking pot and laughing about it on a New York City radio show, The Breakfast Club. Harris was a senator from 2017 to 2021, and some group called GovTrack rated her the most liberal senator in the country. That means she was more left wing than Bernie Sanders, the open socialist. She sponsored bills for universal basic income, rent control, free college for folks making up to $125,000. She also wanted to raise taxes to pay for Medicare for all and on immigration. She said we would scrap ICE and replace it with something new, whatever that is. A Gestapo, maybe. We also know where Harris stands with her 2020 presidential run. She wanted to ban fracking outright and supported Medicare for all, which would get rid of private insurance. And if you know anything about getting private away from private insurance, just look in Canada. It's not looking good for them. You gotta wait for months and months to even see a doctor or even to get examined or any surgery. And she'd extend that to undocumented immigrants. She's also into Australia's strict gun ban and wants to confiscate up to 10 million guns in the US through a mandatory buyback program, which they're in talks of actually doing that again because it happened under Obama too. On crime, Harris wants to end mass incarceration and get rid of cash bail and court ordered fines. And with immigration, she's all we shouldn't treat undocumented folks as criminals, but they broke the law coming into this country. Biden made Harris the border boss or czar right after he ended a bunch of Trump's policies, and under them, we saw a huge surge in illegal immigration. Harris did tell migrants not to come, but she didn't even talk to the Border Patrol chief or visit the border till June 2021. Under Biden and Harris, border crossings hit record highs, averaging 2 million a year. And that doesn't count the gotaways or the over 1 million migrants that just let in on parole. Among the people they caught were 362 folks on the terror watch list. By the end of this fiscal year, the total number of encounters is expected to hit 10 million. And this ties into the opioid crisis, since most of the fentanyl in the US comes across the border illegally. Abortion was a major issue in 2022. Harris supports abortion for any reason right up to birth, which is way more liberal than most Democrats. She even went on abortion clinic tour in battleground states. It's early days yet, but Harris is already trying to score people about what a Trump presidency would mean. She said Trump vowed to be a dictator on day one, which is a total lie. If you look back, that's basically not what he really said. Even though fact checking sites say he actually said he wouldn't be a dictator, except on day one when he'd close the border and drill for oil. Her folks are also warning about Project 2025, some conservative plan from the Heritage Foundation. Now, whatever you think of the plan, Trump has repeatedly distanced himself from it. Harris also claimed that Trump intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. That's despite the fact that he didn't do that in his first term, and he said he won't do it in his second term. She also attacked Trump's record on the economy, pointing to the jobs just lost during the COVID pandemic. I think it's fair to expect abortion will also play heavily into her campaign strategy. So let me know what you think about that, if you knew anything about that, about her life into politics and Willie Brown, which seems to not come up in any of the news at all. So, yeah. Moving on, yo. Y'all see that wild pic going around about some undocumented immigrant from Venezuela allegedly leaving behind a receipt at the grocery store? The balances on that thing were straight up mind boggling. We're talking about 13,401.82 on their taxpayer funded EBT food stamps and 4,498.85 in straight cash on their EBT card. The cashier couldn't even believe it, had to snap a pic and put it up on social media. That photo blew up, man. Got 6.7 million views on X. Even caught the attention of Elon Musk himself. All he could say was, wow. But a whole lot of other folks weren't nearly as calm about it. Got people on TikTok and everywhere else spitting fire about how illegal immigrants are living large off our tax dollars while vets, single moms, and hardworking folks can barely scrape by.
You're telling me this lady on a random day behind an immigrant gets a receipt because everybody knows everybody doesn't keep their receipts, they just throw it away. In this case, this lady left her receipt there, and that was the balance from an immigrant? That is disrespectful. That is disloyal. That is a spit to the American people. I just went to the grocery store yesterday. I wanted to buy some type of beef for my family, to cook for my family. To get family size, it was $17.96 for some damn meat. And you're telling me you have illegal immigrants with over 13 grand on EBT issued cards? This is an outrage. This is shit you protest and riot for. You're starving your own American people. You want to sit here and clown around thinking that's a joke for the border and have the suffering. You all talk trash about Donald Trump all these years. Talking about, oh, why would you build a wall? Why would you build a wall? He's so racist, be keeping people out. Look what's happening nearly 8 years later. We have an immigrant crisis. They're taking over our housing. They're taking over our money. We're paying them with our taxes. We're keeping them good, living like fucking kings and queens with our tax money. They take care of everybody but us. You ignorant, some of y'all ignorant ass black people just talk shit. Don't even know why you're voting. This is what you're voting for, to starve. You guys want to sit here and clown around politics, she's a woman. This is what real life is. People are starving. People can't afford rent. People can't afford food. People can't afford gas. But immigrants get to take over your housing, live freely, no citizenship, and get $13,000 of food stamps when you get to run and jump through hoops and get none at times.
They are buying votes while you and I starve or decide whether or not we're going to buy food or pay bills. I didn't get to pay one single bill the month of July. Not one. My phone's about to get shut off. All of my credit card companies are calling me. This bitch gets $13,000 for food, $5,000 for cash. This isn't Trump's America, fuckers. This is Biden's fucking problem. This is Camel Toe's problem. But you want to vote her in because of your reproductive rights. I'm a good person, but I'm about to do some bad shit. I'm fucking done. So if none of you pussies are gonna stand up, I will. At least for myself and my family. Because fuck this. Like, all the way, fuck this.
So here's the thing. What's the deal with that? You got people breaking their backs, still struggling to put food on the table, and then you got this. It just don't sit right. And it makes you wonder how many more cases like this are out there that we just ain't seeing. New York City launched a pilot program in February that awarded illegal immigrants with prepaid debit cards loaded up with $10,000 each with virtually no safeguards or fraud controls. And the United Nations has been using NGO programs to hand out billions of dollars in funds via US bank debit cards to illegal aliens.
$1,000 cash, Larry. Okay? Migrant, somebody that's not from this country. Now, you are a veteran and you've also served this country, correct?
Correct.
Now tell these fucking people, okay, after I just said they left a receipt with a $13,000 food stamp balance. Tell these people, as a veteran that served this country, right? Tell them how much food stamps you get in a month.
$23. $23.
23, not 2,300.
$23.
Not 230. How much you getting in food stamps a month?
$23 a month.
$23 versus a person that's not even from this fucking country versus a person that did not serve this fucking country. $13,000 they said it was on that receipt.
$23.
And you fighting to get your what?
100.
Your 100% from the VA.
From the VA.
He can't even get it.
Fight.
America, you should be a fucking ashamed of your
Fight
goddamn
for my
self.
100%.
You should be ashamed of yourself. See if Kamala gonna fix that.
What's going on with our system that this kind of thing can happen, and what are we gonna do about it? You feel me? This ain't just about being mad. It's about something being deeply wrong. It's about time we start asking some hard questions and demanding some real answers, because this right here, this just ain't the way it's supposed to be.
The fuck? That's just one. That's one of them. That's one of them. New York has hundreds of thousands of these foreign nationals roaming around. Why does she have $13,000 in food stamps? I'm mystified. I mean, veterans are literally sleeping on the freaking streets with maybe $100, $200 a month in food stamps. And they fought in wars to protect this country. They don't get $13,000 a month in food stamps. And they don't get $4,498 a month in cash. I'm looking at it. I can't even believe this is real. This is actually real. Senior citizens have to go back to work after working for 70 years. In their 80s, they have to work to greet at Walmart or Costco because they can't stop working. They don't have enough money with this so-called Inflation Reduction Act and the extremely high inflation thanks to Biden Harris. And you're going to vote for this shit to continue? continue?
That was on Trump too, because he never stopped the spending, just to be clear.
Oh my God, don't talk to me. If you even, I mean, the identity politics aside, Kamala Harris has an open checkbook. She has an endless credit card on your tax dime, and she does not buy cheap things. She can buy whatever she wants. She can drive whatever she wants. She can live wherever she wants because she has the money, thanks to you and your tax donations. And of course, the big donors, foreign and domestic, probably mostly foreign, but whatever, $13,000. This Venezuelan migrant gets $13,000 a month in food stamps.
Moving on to the next one. Brutal attacks ignite tensions in UK. Just 1 week after reports of Southport stabbers as Axel Rudakubana, a Rwanda-born UK citizen, the island nation has been rocked by another horrific attack. On July 29, 3 innocent girls aged just 6, 7, and 9 were tragically stabbed to death by Axel Rudakubana. He now faces murder charges and counts of attempted murder for attacking 8 more girls, aged 5 to 10, and 2 adults. But here's the question. What's behind this wave of violence, and how is it fueling civil unrest across the UK? The answer lies in decades of mass immigration and the resulting crime surge. Native Brits, once known for their stiff upper lip, are reaching breaking point. They're taken to the streets, demanding action from a government they feel has abandoned them.
What's going on with the migrant crisis here in UK?
The migrant situation is out of control. Our government are increasing the amount of people in our country. 1,000 a day are coming in by the boats without being vetted, without passports. Our laws and legislations are that you cannot enter a country without a passport. Yet we're letting 1,000 in every day. It's out of control. Yeah, 2 million people have entered our country in the last 2 years. Yeah, since 1987, since Tony Blair was in Parliament, £500 billion has been spent on illegal immigrants. Yeah, this is where all our money is getting wasted, and the reason they're doing that is so that everybody votes Labour or Conservative, which is the same pie. They just shuffle about the people so that they stay in power. That is what's happening in our country. We need to stop it. We need to stand up and unite. It's not about England. Look, my mum and dad are Scottish. Scottish. I was born in England. I'm proud to be English. I'm proud to be British. Yeah, I'm Irish, English and Scottish, and I'm proud of it. Why can't I say that without being discriminating to somebody? Why can we not fly our own English flag in our own country? Do you know a taxi driver gets fined £1,000 if they fly the British flag? Do you know that? Disgusting. Yeah? Our ancestors who fought for us to be talking today will be turning in their graves. Yeah? And the fact that we give up our freedom of speech and our freedom of movement.
In recent weeks, massive anti-immigration protests have erupted nationwide, but instead of addressing the root causes, the government's labeled demonstrators violent thugs. Newly elected Prime Minister Keir Starmer promised to deploy facial recognition tech and surveillance on protesters. His priority, keeping the Muslim community safe. But what about the safety of those British girls on Southport? And who's really behind the riots? The media would have you believe it's the English Defense League, but here's the kicker. The EDL hasn't existed for over a decade, so who's stirring up trouble and why? So if you don't know, that is a Holiday Inn where they're housing illegal immigrants, and the Brits are just pissed off. I think they were trying to burn down that hotel. The police response to Monday's protests lays bare the double standards in Plymouth. Riot cops and with dogs crack down on a right-wing demo, but where's the same forceful response to violence from other groups?
That's the current scenes at Shoes Herd, guys. All the stock's been brought outside, crops, flames, fires.
This is why many are calling the Prime Minister two-tier cure. But the question remains, how long will Brits tolerate this two-tier justice system before things escalate further? The UK is at a crossroads. The choice is between addressing the real issues, driving unrest, or risking further division and violence. The clock's ticking. Yeah, and you could see the resemblance probably maybe stirring up in Chicago with the black community actually feeling that pressure from these illegal immigrants. All our money is going to them. They're getting the housing, they're getting the benefits that us Americans should, and the black community in Chicago should be getting. And they're committing violence, killings against families, and it's starting to bubble up, and it's about to explode. I don't know, probably close to the DNC conference. We'll see, but it's gonna be a wild time. Let's move on, y'all. Senate Joint Resolution 106, the joint resolution to authorize the use of United States Armed Forces against the Islamic Republic of Iran for threatening the national security of the United States through the development of nuclear weapons. Yo, wake up, America. Don't let them fool us again. So Lindsey Graham's is at it again. Dude's always talking about that, talk about bombing this, invading that. Now he's got this Senate Joint Resolution 106 trying to get us to greenlight a war with Iran. And let me tell you, the Pentagon's already moving ships into position. They're deploying the USS Abraham Lincoln, extra missile defenses, and the whole 9 yards. But before we start chanting USA, USA, and waving our flags, let's take a step back. Let's think this through. Let's talk about, let's ask ourselves some questions. What's the real deal with Iran? So Iran's trying to get nukes. That's bad news, no question. But is a war really the answer? Didn't we just try that in Iraq? How'd that work out? We got a decade of fighting, thousands of dead Americans, and ISIS came out of that chaos. And let's not forget the Iraq war was built on lies, weapons of mass destruction, they said. Never found any of that. Fucking George Bush. So why should we trust the warmongers now? What's the end game here? Even if we could take out Iran's nuclear program, and that's a big if, what happens next? Do we occupy the country? Do we try to rebuild it? We still haven't figured out how to fix Iraq or Afghanistan, where we left 80 $80 billion of weapons there, and they're being trained to use that. You think we're gonna get it right this time? What? And what about the blowback? Iran's got allies. They've got missiles. They've got proxies all over the Middle East. We're talking about a war that could set the whole region on fire. So who's really calling the shots here? Lindsey Graham's always beating the drums of war, but let's be real. He ain't the one deploying to the front lines. It's our brothers, our sisters, our sons and daughters who'll be fighting and dying. And what about the defense contractors? They're the ones getting rich off of us, off of this stuff. They're the ones lobbying for more war. You think they care about the national interest or just their bottom line? What's the alternative then? Look, nobody's saying Iran's a good actor, but maybe, just maybe, instead of reaching for our guns, we should try talking. We had a nuclear deal with them and it was working. Maybe we should be building bridges, not bombing them. Maybe we should be leading with diplomacy, not drones. Maybe we should be trying to find a way out of this mess, not just charging half-cocked like we always do. So what's it gonna be? It's time to decide. Are we gonna fall for the same tricks again? Are we gonna let guys like Graham and his buddies drag us into another endless war? Or are we gonna stand up? Are we gonna say no to the fear mongering, no to the lies, no to the endless wars? Are we gonna demand better from our leaders? Are we gonna let the brakes on Senate Joint Resolution 106, or are we gonna hit the gas? The choice is ours. The future is ours. Let's not screw it up this time. Let's get real. Let's get smart. And let's get to work. No more wars of choice. No more fighting on other people's soil. No more falling for the okie doke. It's time for a new way, a smarter way, an American way. Let's lead our values, not just our firepower. Let's show the world what we're really made of. So I'm asking you, what's it going to be? Are you going to ride with Lindsey Graham and his war party, or are you going to rise up, resist, demand a better way? The choice is yours. The future is yours. Let's own it. That's it for this week, y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. Stay tuned for Let Culture Speak, where I go into culture, sports news, and yeah. Peace out, y'all.